Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. Today I have a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout featuring the Eat, Play, Love collection. I'm holding up the workshop that Close to My Heart has, featuring all these fantastic layouts that are already designed for you. But of course, I'm going to use this pre-printed base page and do my own thing. So I have these two photos of my mom and I from last Mother's Day, and they have the picture oriented with the flowers on the bottom, and I'm going to flip it and have them coming from the top right-hand corner. From the Mix-In paper collection, I've trimmed this 4 by 12 piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to adhere this to the bottom half of my layout just to kind of mix this up and make it my own. So we'll just get this squared up. I'm working on my VersaMat, so that makes everything super easy. So to me, it looks a little just choppy when you have one pattern paper running into another. So to kind of make that look finished, I am pulling off this border strip from the coordinating sticker sheet. I had removed the adhesive for another project and didn't end up using it. So I'm adding tape runner to the back, and I'm just gonna run this across here. And you can see that just gives it a nice finished look, and it brings that green color down from the floral bouquet up in the upper right-hand corner. I'm matting my photos on Lagoon cardstock, and I just have a tiny border, like an 1/8 of an inch border right around the photos. And you can see I printed them with a white border as well. So we have the white and then the Lagoon just to add more interest. Now, I always like to get the coordinating picture my life cards, and you can see these just work so easily to tuck behind your photos for more photo mats. I have my candy apple red ink. I'm sponging the edge, just going around with my little ink blending tool, and this is just going to bring in more of that red color and give it a finished look. Make sure the ink's dry before we slide it onto our layout here, and I want them kind of wonky to match the angle of my photos. So you'll see I'm bringing in a smaller picture of my life card, and I'm going to have this peeking out from, in between. For my title, I already went ahead and pulled the stickers that say family from the coordinating sticker sheet, and I've adhered those very lightly to my T-square ruler so I can try them out before committing. I also have this really cute whole Latte love stamp set where I've cut out the coffee cup and this little red Java jacket from the Mix-In paper collection. So I want to pull that flower down from the upper corner, and this was meant to be the second page on this pre-designed layout. So I'm going to very quickly fussy cut this rose out with my micro tip scissors, and I've sped this up quite a bit just so you didn't have to watch the whole process in real time. But it's really easy. You just kind of move the paper rather than your scissors and fussy cut right around the edge. And then I'm going to put this in the lower left-hand corner. I felt like it needed that same flower image down here just to kind of balance it out. We're creating that diagonal line across the layout. It's a little bit bigger than I'm wanting though, and I could tuck it under my title and tuck it under my photos, but instead I'm going to slide this down. So I'll just run a little bit of adhesive across the bottom edges, a little bit there, and then I can place this how I want it, and then we'll just flip that paper over and trim off the excess. There were lots of rose die cuts available in this kit, but I wanted it to match the same flower up in the other corner, so I thought this was the best way to do that. So you can also run this through your paper trimmer and get a nice straight cut real quick and easy, but the scissors work just fine. So now we can bring back in our little coffee cup image here, and then there's this cute little heart die cut and a word sticker that says gather together, and I thought that's kind of cute. My mom and I live really close together, so we decided we were comfortable being a part of each other's quarantine circle. These photos were taken on Mother's Day, and we just got together and had coffee in the garden. I want to bring in this stamp set called On Repeat, and on it is a sentiment called Keeping Our Social Distance. So I thought that would be really fun to add to this layout. Now, I always get a little bit nervous stamping right on my layout when I'm this far in. So what I'm going to do is practice a few times first. I have this Sapphire ink, and I'm going to bring in some scratch paper, season my stamp by rubbing it on my arm, and then stamp this down. Now, you probably don't see it, but there's a little line there, and that's because I rocked my block. So be very careful. You don't want to get ink on the edge of your block and transfer it to your page. Another trick is to get a color or a piece of cardstock that is similar in color to your background. stamp your sentiment or your title on there, and then you cut it down and you can see what that's going to look like. So I have a second part here that says together. So it's going to read family, keeping our social distance together. And now we can move this little piece of cardstock around and just kind of get a feel for exactly where we want our stamp. And that way we know we're going to be happy before we commit and actually stamp it onto our layout. Many of you were asking where you can get a lot of these pandemic themed stamp sets I've been using in my videos lately, and unfortunately they were no longer available. But close to my heart is having a huge Stamptacular sale for the month of April, and they brought all of those stamp sets back. So if you were hoping to get your hands on one, you have a second chance, which is super exciting. I'm adding a little bit of 3D foam tape to the back side of this word together, and I like how the title is made up of stamping, letter stickers, and then this little die cut piece here. Another thing I like to do is die cut elements from the Picture My Life cards. So I have this stitch scallop bracket, and I'm going to cut this Enjoy the Little Things out. So I thought this would be cute, but I think it's a little bit too big. It's almost like another title in itself. So I'm going to set that aside and definitely use that on another project. I'm just going to use my T-square ruler and a pencil and draw in some journaling lines here next to my photo. So I have a place to kind of record the who, the what, and the where. Sometimes we get so caught up in the artwork and designing that we forget to journal, and next to the photos, journaling is really the second most important part. I'm adding a little bit of 3D foam tape to the back of this coffee cup and word sticker here, and so I'll just get the little backing peeled off and we can get that situated here. And I like to overlap the photo. I think that's kind of just a fun thing to do. Makes everything feel kind of cohesive. And now I like to use my little journaling pen here, and I'm just going to record how thankful I am that my mom is in my quarantine circle, because both my brother and sister live out of town and they were not able to spend Mother's Day with her. So I feel pretty lucky to have that. This collection comes with these adorable wooden shapes. So I'm adding these little flowers. There's a larger and the smaller, and I'm going to put some on either side of my photos. And then I felt it needed some yellow in the lower corner to draw the yellow from the top of the layout. So I swapped out the little Java jacket on my coffee cup, and I think that little pop of yellow is just the right touch to kind of repeat that yellow color. I really like that pre-printed background page. I just think that was really fun to work with as my base and kind of develop my layout from there. For more inspiration featuring this Eat, Play, Love paper pack, you're going to want to check these videos out. If you're not already one of my subscribers, I would love to have you join me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.